Welcome back, everyone, to Animal Deli Pod. I'm Avery.
And I'm Eden. So glad you're joining us today.
Yeah, it's really great to be here, and we've got a fascinating topic lined up for you. You know, when we usually talk about our dog's health, we often, I think, default to things like exercise, training, vet visits, right?
Exactly, like the obvious stuff. But today we're going to dive into something that's, well, often overlooked, and that's the power of food.
Yeah, we're talking about how nutrition, what your dog eats, actually has a direct impact on their behavior, their mood, and their overall well-being. It's really more than just, keeping them physically healthy.
Absolutely. It's about so much more than just filling their bowl. We're going to explore this idea of food as medicine for our furry friends and how it can really transform their lives in ways you might not even realize.
Yeah, for us at Animal Deli, this connection is just so core to our philosophy. We're really trying to pioneer a new generation of functional dog food where, every single ingredient serves a purpose.
It's truly revolutionary, and we can't wait to share all the details with you, so stay tuned. So Avery, when we talk about food, I think, most dog owners, myself included, we're really aware that a poor diet, it can lead to physical issues like, weight gain or digestive problems.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, skin conditions like itchy skin, right? Those are the obvious ones.
Exactly. That's what we usually think about. But what's less well known, I think, and what's so fascinating is how food also impacts your dog's mind, their emotions, and even, their energy levels.
Yeah, it's really profound. And I think what's really interesting is how much scientific research now clearly shows that, the gut and the brain, they're just so closely connected. And this is true in humans, of course, but also in animals.
Right. It's that whole gut-brain axis that you hear about, right? It's not just a human thing.
No, it's absolutely not. And it basically means that the microbiome, all those tiny organisms in the digestive system, they affect everything, truly everything, from immune function to stress levels. It's wild.
It is wild. And, so when we think about it, an unbalanced diet can actually contribute to things like, anxiety in dogs or restlessness, even aggression sometimes. If their gut is just not happy, then their brain's not happy.
That's right. And it's not always something you immediately connect, right? Like you see your dog pacing or having separation anxiety and you're thinking, oh, it's a training issue or it's just their personality. But sometimes it really is. It can be rooted in, what they're eating.
And that's where Animal Deli really, I think, sets itself apart. Because on the flip side, proper nutrition, it can help your dog stay calm, more focused, and actually more resilient.
Yeah, it's about not just avoiding the bad stuff, but really encouraging the good. So if you're feeding them a diet that's supporting a healthy microbiome, a healthy gut, you're going to see those ripple effects into their emotional well-being, into their behavior. It's pretty powerful.
It really is. It's about changing what's happening internally so that what you see externally is a calmer, happier dog. It's a whole different way of looking at dog food.
Yeah, it's a paradigm shift, honestly, which is why we're so passionate about it. It's not just, filling a need, it's really enhancing their entire existence.
So, Avery, we've talked about how food impacts so much more than just the physical, but, what exactly is functional dog food? It sounds like a big concept.
It does sound like a big concept, but actually it's pretty simple when you break it down. It's really about nutrition with intent, It's more than just satisfying hunger. It's not just about, filling their bowl.
Oh, okay. So in the human world, we talk about superfoods, right? Or functional ingredients. Is it kind of like that?
Exactly. It's totally that same thinking. So these are foods that, yeah, they nourish you, of course, but they also support deeper well-being. And Animal Deli, they just apply that same concept to dogs. They're developing food that supports not just physical health, which we all understand, but also that emotional balance we were talking about.
That's so cool. So what kind of ingredients are we talking about then? What makes it functional specifically for dogs?
Oh, well, they use natural targeted ingredients, which is really important. And they're all known for specific benefits. So, for example, one of them is CBD from hemp, and that can really help reduce anxiety, promote emotional stability in dogs.
Oh, that's huge because so many dogs like struggle with anxiety and I know, a lot of people are looking for natural ways to help with that.
Absolutely. And then another one, which goes back to our gut brain axis discussion, is prebiotics and fiber. And those are key. Like, they support gut health directly, but they also indirectly improve immune and mental health. It all comes back to that gut.
Oh, so it's not just, making sure they're regular, but it's actually like helping their brain too, because the gut is connected to the brain. That's fascinating.
Exactly. It's all connected. And then, of course, we can't forget omega-3 rich oils. Those are really important for brain function and behavior. So, things like focus and cognitive health.
Right. And I feel like omega 3s, you hear about those all the time for human health. So it makes sense that it would, translate to dogs too.
Oh, for sure. And then there are also calming herbs like chamomile and lemon balm. These are really natural aids, for stress-prone dogs. So if your dog is, easily agitated by loud noises or just generally, a bit anxious, these kinds of ingredients can be incredibly helpful.
That's really thoughtful because it's not just like putting in random things. It's very intentional ingredients for specific issues that a lot of dog owners face.
Yeah, totally. The result of all this is a diet that supports not just a healthy body, of course, that's foundational, but also a more balanced and really contented dog, which, that's what we all want for our pets, right? For them to be happy and chill.
That's right. Just like a well-adjusted, happy companion. That's really what it boils down to. So it's not just like a quick fix, it's more of a holistic approach to their overall well-being.
Exactly. It's about, nurturing them from the inside out.
So, we've talked about all these amazing ingredients and the science behind functional food, but like, what are real people, real dog owners actually seeing, when they switch to Animal Deli?
That's a great question, Aiden, because that's really where the rubber meets the road, right? And what's super interesting is that pet owners are noticing like really meaningful changes in their dogs when they make the switch. And often it's not even like huge dramatic things, but these subtle, noticeable improvements that cumulatively really make a difference.
Mm. So, like, what kind of subtle improvements are we talking about? Like, can you give me some examples?
Yeah, totally. One of the big ones we hear a lot actually is that dogs become less sensitive to noise. So, if you have a dog that like freaks out during thunderstorms or fireworks or even just like the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, I know that one. My neighbor's dog just like loses it.
Exactly. People report that their dogs are just like calmer, less reactive to those everyday noises that used to really put them on edge.
Wow. So, like, it's actually helping them handle stress better in their environment. That's pretty cool.
Totally. And another one, which is, I think, universally appreciated by owners, is improved sleep. Dogs that used to seem a little bit on edge or maybe, just not fully resting, they actually start sleeping better. And, when you sleep better, you generally feel better, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if my dog's sleeping better, I'm probably sleeping better too?
Precisely. It's a win-win. And then something else that's really, really significant for a lot of owners is reduced separation anxiety when the dog is left alone.
Oh, that's huge. That's such a common issue, and it can be so heartbreaking for owners and, I mean, for the dogs too.
It really is. And, instead of the destructive chewing or the constant barking or howling when left alone, owners are seeing that their dogs are just more comfortable. They're more relaxed, which, suggests that their overall stress levels are just like lower, generally speaking.
That's amazing. And then I guess, does it help with like training or anything like that, like focus?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Pet owners notice better focus during training sessions. So dogs are like more attentive, more receptive to commands. And they just seem to have greater ease in new environments too. Like they're not as, overwhelmed or anxious by unfamiliar places or situations. They're just more resilient.
So basically, dogs that might have been nervous or easily agitated are becoming calmer, more balanced, and like happier without needing, medications or any synthetic additives. That's the real core of it.
That's exactly it. And, at Animal Deli, these kinds of stories, they just come in every single day. It's really incredible to hear the feedback and see the transformations. It just reinforces that connection between what they eat and how they behave and how they feel.
That's just so incredible to hear, these real life stories. And it really makes me think like Animal Deli isn't just about selling dog food. It feels like it's something more.
You hit the nail on the head, Eden. It really isn't. Animal Deli, it's a modern brand, absolutely, but it's got this super holistic view on animal health. Like, it's not just about here's your kibble.
Yeah, it feels like there's a deeper philosophy behind it.
Exactly. And, behind every single product, there's this really clear mission. The food has to be clean, first and foremost, like no junk. It has to be nutrient dense, so every bite is packed with goodness. And then, of course, functional. Like, what is this ingredient actually doing for your dog's well being? It's that intentionality that really sets them apart.
So it's like combining science and nature, but also just like a deep love for dogs, which it just makes so much sense because it's a part of our family.
Oh, completely. It really is. And I think that's why they're, kind of redefining what pet nutrition can be. Because if you look at the market, it's still, it's honestly dominated by so many overly processed products and, fillers and like synthetic additives. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you really start reading those ingredient labels, right? You're like, "What is this? What am I actually feeding my dog?"
Totally. And that's where Animal Deli really offers like this fresh, really good alternative for today's, conscious pet owner because transparency and quality, they come first. And that's the whole idea, right? Like you should feel just as confident about what you're feeding your dog as you do about what you're eating yourself.
So it's really about giving pet owners like peace of mind knowing that every ingredient is purposeful and like high quality and it's doing something good for their dog.
Yeah, and it's not just about, hitting a certain protein percentage. It's really about is this supporting their whole system, their immune system, their brain, their gut, their mood? It's this comprehensive approach that, makes you feel really good.
So if we're talking about like this philosophy of well-being and just, the transparency, it really sounds like Animal Deli is kind of leading the way forward, if that makes sense. Like they're really pushing pet food into, what it should be.
Yeah, I think they totally are. I mean, the future of pet food, it's really here now. And I think what's great is that pet owners today, they are asking tougher questions about what's going into their animals' bowls. And like frankly, that's a good thing.
It's a really good thing because, like we were seeing, our dogs, they live so closely with us, right? They share our routines, they share our homes, even our stress, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. They totally pick up on it.
Yeah, they do. So it really makes so much sense that their diet should like support both their physical body and their emotional well-being. It's just a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a mirror to our lives, right? Like we think about what we eat and how it impacts our mood, our energy, and it's the same for them. So, I think Animal Deli, they're really, really leading the way forward with this.
So what do you think is like defining this new standard that they're setting? Like what are they doing differently specifically?
Well, I think it's the thoughtfully selected ingredients, first off, right? Like they're not just throwing stuff in there. Everything has a purpose. And then it's also those natural supplements we talked about. And, kind of key to everything is that deep understanding of the connection between food and behavior. They're not just, kind of guessing. They're actually researching this. They're putting the science behind it.
Right. So it's not just like a trend. It's really it's built on, a lot of thought and an intention behind it.
Absolutely. And I mean, they're truly setting a new industry standard, which I think is just fantastic for pets and for pet owners. It just means a healthier, happier life all around.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Well, this has been such an insightful conversation, about how food really is medicine for our dogs. I mean, who would have thought, right?
Yeah, it's really incredible to just think about how much of an impact, what they eat has on, their entire well-being, emotional and physical.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable. And, if you're a dog owner out there and you're listening and you're thinking, I want to give my dog more than just a meal, or you want to discover, this functional dog food we've been talking about, you really should check out Animal Deli.
Yeah, absolutely. You can visit their website. It's www.animaldeli.com, and you can experience, the real difference that the right nutrition can make for your furry family member.
Yeah, seriously. It's a game changer, really. And we want to thank all of you for tuning in to Animal Deli Pod today. It's always great to share these insights with you.
Yes, thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back soon with more insights on pet health and well-being.
Until next time, take care of yourselves and your beloved pets.